Good evening, Bridget. My name is Sam Ogle. I have complex disabilities which affect my communication, so I use a communication aid to help me. I'm here representing myself and on behalf of other young people with special educational needs and disabilities in our area. I have been involved in youth voice and advocacy for over 4 years and won the Sunderland Young Achievers competition in 2022. Recognising my commitment and determination, I am well known in Sunderland for my advocacy work, which is why I was on the interview panel for the new CEO of Together for Children, Simon Marshall. I am very active both locally, regionally and nationally with my own business, Dream Big Live Bigger, local youth voice groups and the national group, FLARE, which you will know is the SEND Youth Advisory Group for the DfE. Since 2023, I have presented to 4 ministers at ministerial roundtables about issues that young people with SEND face, most recently to Catherine McKinnell a few weeks ago. One theme I constantly talk about is transitions between phases of education. My most recent transition was into post-16 education, which was my worst transition yet. The legal date for the finalisation of my education, health and care plan was the 31st of March 2024. I received it only a few weeks before I was due to start college, which hugely affected my support arrangements as there was not time to get these in place. I would like to talk to you about Sunderland's Special Educational Needs team, who are accountable for meeting legal timescales. This team is responsible for carrying out the statutory functions for children and young people with SEND on behalf of the local authority. In my experience, and that of many others I know through my advocacy work, there is no accountability for these functions not meeting legal timescales or to what standard their work is carried out. I understand, from speaking to Minister Claire Coutinho back in 2023, that this is a national problem that was being addressed through local improvement plans. I would like to ask you what you are doing to hold the local authority to account for the young people with SEND in our local area and citywide, and what progress has been made since 2023 through the local improvement plan.
Well, Sam, thanks very much for your questions and for sharing your experiences. Obviously, I'm a constituency MP, but I'm also responsible for education as Education Secretary. So the areas that you talk about in terms of SEND, I spend a lot of time working on, because I know, as you've just described there, that the system really isn't working for children with SEND, and I'm determined to improve it and to make it better so that we try and avoid what you described, which is particularly some of those important transition moments, that young people get the support that they need as part of that. And that we put in place support as quickly as possible. Where it comes to the local authority, I do meet regularly with the local authority to talk about some of this, including Together for Children and Simon Marshall. What I'd suggest, given that your experience in this and your kind of keen interest and expertise, I'll ask my office to get in touch with you to see if we could have a separate meeting to discuss some of your concerns and see what more we can do to make sure that we're supporting children with SEND, but also what more the local authority, Sunderland, need to do to make that happen. So we'll get in touch with you and get a meeting set up. And thanks for everything you're doing to raise awareness on these really important issues and to be a voice for other young people as well. It's really impressive. So thanks a lot, Sam.